Welcome to this Xplainer. Look, every year we spend absolute billions on pills, supplements, and these gimmicky machines that promise to fix weak legs. Yet so many people over 70 still feel their strength just slipping away. Why is that? Well, today we're unpacking the hidden science of age-related leg weakness, and I'm going to show you exactly how to reactivate your lower body using 5 simple movements. The best part? Absolutely no pharmacy or expensive gym membership required.
But first, let's do a really quick diagnostic test. Try sitting down in a chair and standing back up without using your hands. Go ahead, just picture doing it right now. Did it feel maybe a little slower than it used to? If your legs hesitated, even for just a split second, that's a quiet warning sign. You know, it's not necessarily bad joints, it's actually something much deeper.
See, your muscles aren't just vanishing into thin air. The real issue here? The vital connection between your brain and your muscle fibers is fading. Your legs are basically going offline. Think of it like this. The hardware is perfectly fine, but the software signal is dropping. And a generic walk around the block? That's just not going to fix it. We need to send a highly specific signal to reboot the whole system.
So, how exactly do we send that reboot signal? Let's kick off our countdown at number 5, lateral leg raises.
This is a wildly overlooked movement, but it directly targets your hip abductors. Think about it for a second. Every single time you take a step, you spend a split second balancing on one leg. These are the exact muscles that keep you from tipping over. To do it, just stand behind a chair for balance, keep your toes pointed straight forward, and lift one leg out to the side. But here's the secret sauce, the descent. You want to take 2 to 3 slow, controlled seconds to lower it back down. That control right there is exactly what prevents sideways falls.
And the craziest part about this, clinical research actually shows that strapping just a tiny 2-pound ankle weight to your leg during this movement increases your muscle activation by a massive 41%. I mean, just 2 pounds. Once doing it with just your body weight feels easy, adding that tiny upgrade creates an absolute shield around your stability.
Moving right along down the list to number 4, reverse lunges.
These are an absolute game changer for competently tackling things like stairs. But you might be wondering, why backward instead of forward? Well, stepping forward creates this really harsh, painful shearing force right on your front knee. But when you step backward instead, biomechanics studies prove that you naturally center your weight. You instantly drop that damaging knee stress by a whole 26%. It's huge.
To nail this safely, step backward onto the ball of your foot and lower yourself over 2 full seconds. Keep your weight perfectly centered. And here is the absolute golden rule. Drive through your front heel, not your toes, your heel to stand back up. Doing that guarantees your strong glutes are doing the heavy lifting, not your fragile knee joints.
And please, whatever you do, do not rush this movement. Studies reveal that a slow, controlled lunge yields 44% more quadriceps activation than just rushing through them quickly. Moving slowly makes the exercise almost 50% more effective. Sloppy and fast gets you absolutely nowhere. Slow and controlled is how you build real armor.
Coming in at number 3 on our countdown, single leg Romanian deadlifts.
Now, I know the word deadlift sounds like it belongs to some massive bodybuilder, but this is actually the ultimate tool for rebuilding your body's natural braking system. Think of your body kind of like a seesaw here. Hold onto a chair, keep a slight bend in your standing leg, and just hinge forward at the hips. This specific motion zeroes right in on your hamstrings, which are literally the brakes that stop you from falling forward if you happen to trip. Form is your absolute best friend here. Maintaining a perfectly neutral, straight spine during this hinge, chest proud, shoulders back, reduces lower back stress by 38% compared to rounding over. So it's not just about looking athletic, it's really about bulletproofing those hamstrings while keeping your spine blissfully safe.
Getting down to number 2, the heel elevated goblet squat. This one right here is a massive favorite among physical therapists for helping you get out of deep chairs effortlessly. Look, regular squats are great, but stiff ankles or a bad back can make them really tough. Elevating your heels just an inch or 2 with a book or a weight plate, it's a literal biomechanical cheat code. It completely bypasses poor ankle mobility, shifts your gravity forward naturally, and takes the strain completely off your lower back. So just prop your heels up and grab a light weight. Maybe a dumbbell or honestly just a heavy water jug works perfectly. Hold it right up at your chest. That's the goblet part of the name. It acts as a perfect counterbalance, forcing your torso to stay magically upright so you can safely squat deeper than you've probably been able to in years. Just one critical warning here. You have to keep your knees tracking outward over your toes. If you let your knees lazily collapse inward, biomechanics studies show you're increasing dangerous medial knee stress by 42%. So intentionally press those knees out, protect the joint, and let your thighs do their job.
And finally, we reached the undisputed king of leg strength, number 1 on our list, eccentric step-downs.
If you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, make it this. To understand why step-downs work so well, you really have to understand the eccentric phase of a muscle. This is just the lowering or lengthening phase of a movement. And get this, your muscles can actually handle 40% more load during this lowering phase than when they are shortening. It is an incredibly powerful, scientifically proven stimulus for your body. Picture this. You're standing sideways on a staircase step. You balance on one leg and slowly lower your other foot toward the floor. The absolute magic here is the painstakingly slow descent. Count it out in your head. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. It should take a full 5 agonizing seconds to reach the bottom. Doing that literally forces your sleepy nervous system to wake up and fire on all cylinders.
And slower really is better. Researchers at the University of Vermont proved that merely dragging this descent out from 3 seconds to 6 seconds boosted strength gains by an extra 24%. Taking your sweet time on the way down is literally the master key to unlocking brand new strength.
So why is going incredibly slow so effective? Well, because it literally reshapes your anatomy. It triggers this phenomenon called sarcomerogenesis. Sure, it's a big fancy science word, but it basically just means your body is forced to create brand new muscle units from scratch inside the fiber. You are literally building new biological hardware, an adaptation that your regular fast exercises simply cannot trigger.
To quickly wrap up our explainer, here is your definitive toolkit. 5 lateral leg raises for hip stability, 4 reverse lunges to save your knees, 3 single leg deadlifts to build your brakes, 2 heel elevated goblet squats for deep power, and 1, the undisputed king, eccentric step downs to build entirely new muscle. These are the exact tools you need to reactivate your brain to muscle connection.
Ultimately, the science is crystal clear. Aging does not have to mean accepting weakness. Your muscles haven't disappeared. They are honestly just waiting for you to send the right signal to come back online. You now hold the exact blueprint to do it. So the only question left is, which of these movements are you going to use to wake them up today?